Good afternoon, Ms. Bridgewater. Hope you're doing well this afternoon.
Yes, Your Honor, I hope you are as well.
Thank you. Yes. The SAP reset date, please.
It's going to be December the 2nd.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, courtroom 2. Let me know when you're ready to proceed.
We can go ahead, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. If you do not have a private attorney, we're providing you with the assistance of a public defender or conflict defender this afternoon if you choose to utilize their service. Who do we have first?
Position 1, Ms. Bailey.
Good afternoon, Ms. Bailey. You have been charged in case 25 CR 007390E with stalking. Is there a history?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is the first arrest.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Hardy. Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Evans-Battle.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, Judge. I've been retained for Ms. Bailey as of last night.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Corbin.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
In this particular case, Your Honor, on November the 12th of 2025, the Detective Gutierrez indicated that between that date and November the 14th of 2025, there were a series of text messages to the victim, Beltran Molina Rodriguez, who lives at 296 Mist Lane, Alpharetta. And as part of those chain of messages to him, she indicated that she was contacting ICE to report him that she had received a letter from immigration regarding his request for asylum and that she had thrown it away. He repeatedly told her not to text or anything. He felt as if he needed to be more active. He changed his telephone number. She was able to gain access to that number and continue to text him messages after message. She also called and sent a message to his sister indicating that they were going to be reported to ICE. Although there is no history in this particular case, he is concerned, and our recommendation for bond is for $3,500 for the stalking charge. We ask that the court consider an MHET for her. No further contact with Beltran Molina Rodriguez or his family, and that she stay away from 296 Misty Lane, Alpharetta. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. No further violations of the law. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Corbin.
Yes, Judge. Ms. Bailey, she's 50 years old. She has absolutely no prior criminal history at all. She's been a resident of the state of Georgia for the past 25 years. She's gainfully employed for the last 12 years as a nanny in the Beaufort area. Upon release, she would have a good address at 2125 Millgate Lane. That's also in Beaufort, Georgia. She has 2 children, and she actually participates and volunteers in all of their extracurricular endeavors, Judge. She has significant ties to the community. She's certainly not a flight risk. No prior criminal history, no failure to appear in court. And Judge, upon being notified of this warrant by law enforcement, Ms. Bailey immediately took the actions and steps to turn herself in and comply with that warrant, Judge. She's not a danger to the community. She has no reason to be in contact with Mr. Rodriguez moving forward. There's nothing violent in nature as it relates to this charge. And so we certainly don't see this being an issue moving forward, Judge. I believe she's a good candidate for a bond, Judge, and we'd be asking for a UJR in this matter. Additionally, Your Honor, she does have pre-planned travel to leave on Thursday. So we would just ask that if there be any conditions of bond, that she be allowed to travel as it relates to her pre-planned travel.
Okay, it will be a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with Mr. Rodriguez or his family. Stay away from his residential address. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Bailey.
Thank you.
Anything? You're welcome. Anything further this afternoon, Ms. Corbin?
No, Your Honor, that's my only matter.
Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Judge.
Next is position 6, Mr. Cross.
Good afternoon, Ms. Cross. You have been charged in case 25 CR 0073995C with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
No, Your Honor, no history to report at this time.
Let's see, who's
Uh,
for the state? Oh, yes, Ms. Evans Battle.
Yes, I'm not sure which cross this is. There are 2. They are
Kia,
it's a dual case. I'm sorry.
They're cross defendants, so if those cases can be called at the same time.
she's at,
Okay, so this is Kaya, is that right? I was told it was position 6.
yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and position 7 is Miss Sharita in the courtroom.
No, she's at ACDC. They'll be on later.
Okay, very
Okay.
good. And just so I know, one moment, Miss Evans Battle. Miss Wills, is this your case, Miss Kaya Cross?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. I just wanted to make sure we have everybody here. Good afternoon, Miss Wills.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Miss Evans Battle.
Yes, we submitted a consent bond. I received a signed consent bond order. And so we are asking for a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial services level 1. We're asking there's no further violent contact with Sharita Cross. Complete the family violence intervention program, at least start towards a diversion resolution. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Is that your understanding, Miss Wills?
Actually, I was not aware that she had a consent bond, so I hadn't spoken with her about that. I'm not sure if Miss Kim.
Ms. Kim sent back a signed consent.
Okay. Yes, I have not spoken with my client in regards to those conditions. I would be in agreement with the signature bond, but if Miss Kim, did you have the opportunity to speak with Miss Cross?
No, I was assuming that you would be doing that. I emailed, I apologize if there was
Okay.
miscommunication. So,
All right, I'll just need well, Miss Cross is there. I don't know if I could just ask
What?
her if she agrees to the terms and conditions or. Well, we're already here.
Okay, so let me know what you would like for me to do, Miss Wills. Either I'll make the decision or you can speak with her about consenting to it.
Okay, I'm sorry, what were the terms?
The terms are for $2,500 signature bond through pretrial services at level 1. No further violent contact with Sharita Cross, And the FVIP, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
I mean, I would oppose the family violence intervention program. She is just 17 years old and doesn't have a means to pay for that. But I'm in agreement with the no violent contact being allowed to return home in a signature bond.
So this will not be a consent. I will, it'll just be like if nothing further, and I'm in agreement, Ms. Wills, that I'm not going to require the FVIP. But will be a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with Sharita, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, all right, good luck to you, Ms. Cross.
Next is position 10, Ms. Hill.
Good afternoon, Ms. Hill. You have been charged in case 25 CR 007403G with driving without a valid license. Is this a consent bond?
I did not receive a consent bond.
No, Your Honor, she has, she's actually here for a failure to appear on a prior charge. There was a warrant out for her for a failure to appear on a prior charge. So we could not do a consent, make a recommendation for consent. Our recommendation is for a $1,500 surety and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond, no driving without a valid license.
Ms. Hardy, may I get the history, please?
Yes, Your Honor. The last arrest was December the 9th, 2012, out of Mesa, Arizona for driving while license suspended or revoked. That did result in a misdemeanor conviction. There's 3 total arrest cycles, arrests out of Nevada and Arizona. There appears to be a hold out of Santa Rosa, New Mexico for an FTA, and the date of that is May the 1st, 2024. Nothing further.
Ms. Wills?
I would ask for a signature bond, Your Honor. My client is 59 years old. The charges that she's currently incarcerated for is driving without a license. She has very limited criminal history. I do understand that she has that hold out of New Mexico, but she is currently employed by Williams-Sonoma. She's been a customer service specialist there for the past year, and she's resided in Georgia for the past 2 years.
Okay, there will be $1,000 signature bond through the jail, no driving without a valid license, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Hill.
Next is position 16, Ms. Cater.
Good afternoon, Ms. Kita. You've been charged in case 25 CR 007420C with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
No, Your Honor, no history at this time.
Ms. Spears, is this your case?
It is, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yes.
The defendant and the victim, who is her niece, got in an altercation over rent. The niece had been renting a room from the defendant and felt she didn't have to pay all the rent. The defendant disagreed. The defendant pushed the victim in her throat, knocked her down. Victim claims to be pregnant. At this time, we're asking for a $3,000 surety. Stay away from 3340 Penny Lane. That is the incident location. No violent contact with her niece, Malika Howard. Family Violence Intervention Program. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
Malika Howard is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Ms. Wills?
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Kita is 64 years old. She has resided in Georgia for the past 52 years. The alleged victim in this case is her niece. The residence where the alleged incident took place was actually at Ms. Kita's apartment. As it was stated, there was a disagreement over unpaid rent. However, my client does deny the allegations as alleged and states that her niece was the one who actually attacked her and physically assaulted her in the home. Her niece has resided there for over the past 6 months and was delinquent in paying rent to Ms. Kita. According to my client, the alleged victim is in the process of moving out of the home. And so I would ask that my client be at least allowed to return with law enforcement and be allowed to return to the home if the alleged victim is no longer residing there. And I am requesting a signature bond, and I would be opposed to a family violence intervention program at this time.
Will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with Ms. Howard. She can return to the Penny Lane address with law enforcement. If her niece is still residing there, then she'll have to get her belongings and find someplace else to reside. If not, then she can reside at that location. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes.
Next is position 17, Kabir.
Good afternoon.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I'd like to request a breakout room for this matter.
Okay. Is this a MH issue?
Yes.
Okay. Can we save this case to the end of the calendar, please?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Go to position 22, Ms. Miller.
Good afternoon, Ms. Miller. You have been charged in case 25 CR 007409D with battery. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
No, Your Honor, this is the first arrest.
Ms. Spear?
Actually, it's not her first arrest. She's been indicted on felony ag assault last year.
Okay.
Defendant and several co-defendants came to an Airbnb. While the officer was there, they forced their way in and began beating on the victim in front of the officer. The officer had to tase defendant. For these reasons, including the ag assault, we're asking for a $5,000 surety. Stay away from 1043 Harwell Street. That's where the incident took place. No further contact with the victim, Janae Jenkins, or her co-defendants, Jada Adams and Messiah Robinson. 12 anger management classes, no drugs or alcohol or weapons while on bond.
Ms. Jenkins is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, Miss Miller is 20 years old, even though the date of birth, it says 2004. The real, there was a typo. The real birthday, it was 2005. She's only 20 years young, and she has been here in Georgia more than 18 years. She's residing with her mother, and I spoke with her mother, and her mother said that her older sister, Dazani Hansbrough, is willing to be a co-signer if she can get a signature on bond. Your Honor, we do understand that there's an open case. However, she's presumed to be innocent and she should not be punished for the presumption of innocence that she already has. And we also ask for a signature on bond because she's currently not working. There's no financial means to pay for any bond. She went to high school. She graduated 2023 and she went to West Georgia Tech for criminal justice, but she is not done yet. We have no objection to no contact with even the complaining witness and all the other friends that she was involved. That's about it, Your Honor. Signature on bond through pretrial level 3. We have no objection for that.
Okay, it will be a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. 10 anger management classes, no further contact with the alleged victim, no further contact with the co-defendants, stay away from the incident location, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Next is position 2, Mr. Blossom.
Good afternoon, Mr. Blossom. You have been charged in case 25 CR 007391A with unlawful conduct on a 911 call. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was July 21st, 2012, out of Atlanta for theft by shoplifting. They have 16 total arrest cycles with arrests out of Georgia and Florida. Misdemeanor conviction in 2010 for obstruction, 2008 DUI. There's 2 felony convictions from the 90s. Nothing further.
Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. November the 15th of 2025, there was a response by Officer Smith to 1177 Constitution Road Southeast in reference to a reported suicide. The caller, who we determined to be Mr. Blossom, had contacted emergency services in order to indicate that there was a deceased person in that residence. Of course, fire engines showed up, the police showed up. They actually had to break into and breach the door, which damaged the property in order to determine whether or not someone was inside the home who was deceased, and there was no one there. We are asking at this time for a bond in the amount of $5,000 surety bond. We'd ask the court to consider some form of MHET to take place as well. And no further violations of the law, of course, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons while out on bond.
Thank you. Ms. Wells?
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is 57 years old. He does state that he attempted to call or did call 911 for a welfare check for a friend of his. And so he does deny what he's being accused of. He simply was trying to assist his friend who he believed was under duress and had expressed suicidal ideations the day prior. Mr. Blossom has resided in Atlanta since 1989. He doesn't have any recent criminal history. I would ask for a signature bond. I also would oppose the MHET at this time. In my conversation with Mr. Blossom, I did not have any concerns in regards to his mental health or well-being. And so, again, I would just request a signature bond. And he was working for Extreme Staffing prior to his incarceration. However, he has been incarcerated for the past 2 days, and so he believes he might not have that job any longer.
And will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No improper use of 911, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Blossom.
Next, 3, Mr. Boyd.
Good afternoon, Mr. Boyd. You have been charged in case 25 CR 007416B with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was June 13th, 2023, out of Dayton, Ohio for a DUI. There's 35 arrest cycles out of Ohio, 3 felony convictions outside the last 10-year period, 5 misdemeanors convictions outside the last 10-year period. There's a 2018 possession of drug paraphernalia misdemeanor conviction. Nothing further to report.
Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. In this particular case, Audrey Rodriguez is the victim in this case. And on November the 16th of 2025, the officers were doing a routine business check at 5495 Old National Highway. There were several subjects that began, who were witnesses to the incident, waved down the officer and indicated that Mr. Boyd had jumped on a woman, and was their words that in which they used. And it appeared from the victim's perspective that he picked up a rock and hit her in the head with it. It was not just like one time hit her. He hit her several times in the top of her head. The officers were able to observe bleeding from her, and she was cut. And she had indicated they were just finishing up lunch at Harold's, which is the location of the incident. And he did this for no apparent reason, at least not that she could verbalize. Our bond recommendation is for a $5,000 surety bond, no further contact with Audrey Rodriguez. Stay away from the victim's address and the location of the incident, which is the 5495 Old National Highway. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond, and no firearms.
Thank you, Ms. Wells.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Boyd is 54 years old. He has resided, or reports he's resided in Georgia for the past 3 years, and also has family who reside here. The alleged victim was Mr. Boyd's partner, and they have been together for the past 9 months. He does deny the allegations, but he does also state that he is currently unemployed, as he was laid off by Popeyes 3 months ago, and is struggling with being unhoused at this time. So I have sent an email to our social workers and requested that they visit with him to speak with him about different housing resources. I would ask for a signature bond in light of his unemployment and his inability to make bond or post bond. We have no objection to the no further contact provision or the stay away provision.
Will be a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2, social worker visit to assist with housing, no further contact with Ms. Rodriguez, stay away from her residential address, also stay away from the incident location, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Boyd. Mr. Murphy, which case are you here on this afternoon?
Got 3 cases, Juwan Timmons, then Harold May, and Michael Mitchell.
Okay, I'll let courtroom 2 know. We'll get with you as soon as we can. Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Timmons was not on calendar, so I'm not sure if he's going to be on the add-on or not.
Okay, I don't see him on the add-on calendar, so. Okay, who can we take next?
We'll go to position 21, Mr. May.
Your Honor, this is the co-defendant in the case that we were holding for the end for the MH conference. I'm not sure if you want to continue or not. Just letting you know.
Okay, thank you. Well, if there are no MH issues here, let's proceed.
No.
Good afternoon. Mr. May, you have been charged in case 25 CR 007397C with battery family violence. Is there a history?
The last arrest was April 27th, 2019, out of Chester, Pennsylvania, for violation of the Controlled Substance, Drug, Device, and Cosmetic Act, DUI, and driving while license suspended or revoked. There's 19 total arrest cycles out of Pennsylvania. Nothing further to report.
Spear?
Yes, Your Honor. This was going to be a consent bond, but I couldn't determine from the police report who lived at 4050 Morgan Road or the incident location.
My client does.
Okay. We are asking for a $3,000 signature bond, pretrial level 1. We will not ask him to stay away. No further violent contact with the victim, Andrea Kabir. 12 anger management classes, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
Are you waiting for consent, Mr. Murphy?
Judge, he is on Social Security disability. He's been in the Atlanta area for 10 years now. The alleged victim co-defendant is his granddaughter, who does not reside with him. He resides by himself. He'll certainly stay away. He has limited resources, Judge. I'm conflict on this one. I'd ask, Judge, if we, at this point, not put the burden of 12 a.m. sessions on him, Judge, and just allow the signature bond. And I briefed him on that he needed to have no further contact with her till this case is resolved.
Okay, so so this was not a consent, was not consented to by counsel. Is that what you're telling me?
That's right, Judge. I did not
Okay.
12 a.m. session.
All right, and the state has asked for no further violent contact, I believe.
Correct.
So do you have an objection to that, Mr. Murphy?
No, I've already told him to stay clear, but no further violent contact will be fine. But due to what he told me, it would be in his best interest just that he stayed clear and made sure that she wasn't coming around.
It will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with the alleged victim. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. May.
Thank you, Judge. We appreciate the grace of the court. Mr. May, I'll reach out to your family. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Position 23, Mr. Mitchell.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mitchell. You have been charged in case 25 CR 007412Y with simple battery. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest, was, sorry, I didn't write down the last. They have 28 total arrest cycles, arrests out of Georgia and Texas. There's, a felony conviction in 2021 for criminal damage to property. It appears that they're on probation for aggravated assault and robbery under 23 SC 188533. There's an open theft by shoplifting under 25 PI 007706. Appears to be a hold out of El Paso, Texas for an FTA, and the date of that is February 9th, 2017. Nothing further to report.
Thank you. Ms. Spear?
Yes, Your Honor. On November 15th, defendant approached a group of people who tended to be co-workers outside of Tom, Dick, and Hank's. They were waiting for their Uber at 3897 Main Street in College Park. Defendant paced back and forth for a little bit, then approached and asked for a cigarette. They didn't have one. He turned around, walked off, and then turned around and charged the group. He hit the victim, Julius Sarmiento. I apologize if I said that wrong, sir. In the face, caused a cut on the inside of his cheek, excuse me. He also went after the women in the group. Everyone tried to get in between the female coworkers and the defendant. When their Uber arrived, defendant then attempted to go after the Uber driver. He does have a 2019 FTA. He is wanted out of Texas. There's a 2014 ag assault. He had probation violation, April of this year, another one in 2021. For all these reasons, we're asking that the 2,500 surety that is already set remain in place. That he not return to 3897 Main Street, College Park. That is the location of Tom, Dick, and Hank's. No further contact with Julius Sarmiento. 12 anger management, a BHET, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
Judge,
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell's 34. He's advised that he's been in this area approximately 15 years. He's employed in the hotel industry through a temp agency. He has an address of 423 Lakewood Lane in Fairburn. He has no idea who these alleged victim or victims are. He did.
Is that me?
Given his status. and we'd ask for a reasonable,
Mr. Murphy?
break.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Okay, you're going in and out on me. So the last I heard was we asked for a reasonable, I take it you were saying bond.
Yes, a reasonable surety bond therein, Judge, given these circumstances. I don't believe that 2,500 is something that he could afford at this point, Judge.
Okay, it will be a $2,000 good bond, no further contact with the alleged victims, stay away from the incident location, social worker visit to assess for BHET, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Thank you, Judge.
And did you say you had one other one, Mr. Murphy, that we
I
weren't
did.
able to confirm?
Juan Timmons.
Okay, yes, Timmons is on my add-on calendar.
Okay. All right, I'll stand by until we reach him.
Thank you. Who do we have next?
We can go to Timmons. I didn't get that add-on yet, so I'm not sure what position on the add-on calendar.
Okay, so he's position 2 on the add-on calendar. Afternoon, Mr. Timmons, you've been charged in case 25 CR 007423E with simple battery, family violence, and 3 counts of cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was August the 6th, 2024 out of Clayton County for obstruction. There's 14 total arrest cycles in Georgia. There was a 2020 felony conviction for terroristic threats and acts. 2023 misdemeanor conviction for obstruction, criminal trespass, battery, family violence. 2020 criminal trespass, 2017 theft by taking, where they received first offender and it was sealed in 2020. Nothing further to report.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Benford.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes, defendant did punch his girlfriend, victim Zakia Ragland, in the face they were at a gas station. They had their 3 children in the back of the seat. One's 3-year-old, and they have 2 1-year-olds. And they also live together. All 3 children witnessed the incident. When the cops were called, the defendant did fled on foot. So because of these facts, we're asking for a $1,000 surety bond for a simple battery, and then $500 for each cruelty to children. No alcohol, drugs, or weapon while out on bond. No further violent contact with the victim, and a family violence intervention program.
Thank you. Mr. Murphy? You with me, Mr. Murphy?
I'm here. Are we having signal problems?
Apparently so. But go ahead. I can hear you now.
Judge, he's age 27. He's advised that the alleged victim is his wife. He's employed with Peachtree Movers, and he's also as a part-time job delivering medical supplies. Judge, if you allow a signature bond, he'll reside with his grandmother at 4242 Jolly Green Drive in Conley, Georgia. And this way he'll stay in a state of separation until this case gets resolved, Judge.
And Ms. Benford, I believe that the state requested a no further violent contact. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor. No further violent contact. He doesn't have any other history of battery, no violence.
Okay. For the simple battery, it'll be a $1,000 good bond. For each of the cruelty charges, will be a $500 good bond. It makes for a total of a $2,500 good bond. No further violent contact with Ms. Ragland. I want him to start the family violence intervention program. I also want him to have a parenting class. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Timmons.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have.
Okay. Let's see. I guess he doesn't have a question. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Murphy. I appreciate it. You have a good rest of your day.
Next is position 9, Garcia.
Good afternoon, Mr. Garcia. You have been charged in case 25 CR 0074001A with simple battery. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
No, Your Honor, no history to report at this time.
Ms. Evans-Battle?
Your Honor, we received a signed consent bond back on this particular case. Our recommendation was $2,500 signature bond through pretrial services. Level 1, no further contact with Charles Mills. Submit to an ADET, 3 anger awareness classes. Stay away from 777 Memorial Drive, Southeast Atlanta. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
All right, this is another case where I've not had the opportunity to review those conditions with my client, and I would not be in agreement with those conditions.
Ms. Kim, are you on with me?
I emailed that I would be, signing all those consent bonds, and yet I was kind of like hoping to receive feedbacks that if there's any disagreement, I will be notified. However, I thought that was going to be easier. However, it was not clearly communicated because we did everything via emails, and then there was not enough time to confirm and verify. I apologize.
Okay, so in the future, as we go forward, let's not sign consent bonds until
Sure.
we have a consent.
Sure.
And maybe it would be helpful for only the attorney representing the client to
Sure.
sign the consent bond.
Absolutely.
In the future, because instead of
Yes.
speeding up the process, this is holding us up on
Yeah,
the process, which is having the
I
opposite
agree.
effect, I believe, of what it was intended to do. So
I apologize.
no, I don't need an apology, Ms. Kim. I just want to rectify this and get it straight for next time so that we don't
Sure.
keep going.
Okay.
Keep going through this. Thank you.
you.
So, Ms. Wills, would you like to make the presentation?
Yes, Your Honor, and I do apologize. The consent bonds are new, and I did sign over on one. But as far as Mr. Garcia is concerned, he is 37 years old. He does reside out of state in Tennessee. He states that he was at a concert at the Eastern. The dance floor turned into a mosh pit. He was basically assaulted in the mosh pit, ended up falling several times, and believes he may have hit his head. He stated that he passed out and woke up in the ambulance. So he is unaware of what happened. He denies that he drank to excess or was intoxicated or took any illegal drugs that evening prior to attending that concert. So he's really not sure what happened, but we are denying the allegations at this time. He is currently unemployed. Again, as I stated, he lives in Tennessee. He is married with 3 children. I would request a signature bond in light of him not having any criminal history. I definitely would be opposed to any alcohol and drug treatment at this time or anger awareness classes. We wouldn't have any opposition to the no contact bond, as he does not know this alleged victim and does not reside in Georgia. And if Your Honor is inclined to grant the signature bond, I would request that he be allowed to report telephonically or by email, given that he is out of state.
And it will be pre-trial level 1. He can report telephonically. No further contact with the alleged victim. Stay away from the incident location. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
And
Good
I'm
luck
sorry,
to you,
what's the
sir.
bond amount, Judge? You cut out.
1,000
Thank you.
signature bond through pre-trial level 1. Okay,
Thank you.
who do we have next?
Position 29, Mr. Wallace.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wallace. You have been charged in case 25 CR 0074138A with willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was October 27, 2025, out of DeKalb for theft by shoplifting. There's 36 total arrest cycles, arrests out of Georgia and Alabama. There was a 2016 felony conviction for aggravated assault, There's a 2018 theft by shoplifting misdemeanor. Also in 2016, battery, family violence, criminal trespass. Nothing further to report.
Thank you. Ms. Benford?
Yes, Your Honor. Cops were called to a store about a suspect not leaving the scene. When they arrived, they saw a defendant who was very aggressive. They told him to leave and he would not leave. They had to tase him 8 times to get him to get his hands behind his back. They asked him questions. The cop noticed he wasn't answering directly. There were signs of MH. Yes, due to these facts, we asked for $1,000 surety bond, MHET, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, to stay away from the location. And maybe a social worker was advised in the police report that there was no shelter for the defendant.
Your Honor, we have no objection. We actually requested social worker to have a visit for BHET evaluation to make sure that there's a need for further action like MHET. That's it, Your Honor. We also have to provide his housing as well.
And it will be $1,000 good bond, social worker visit to assess for MHET and housing, stay away from the incident location, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Thank
Good
you.
luck to you, Mr. Wallace. You're welcome. Who do we have next? Whoever there in courtroom too, you do realize that we can't hear him.
Your Honor, next is position 1 on the add-on calendar, Mr. Knight.
Good afternoon, Mr. Knight. You have been charged in case 25 CR 007421C with simple assault. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was June 27th, 2025 out of Lowndes County for a probation violation. They have 8 total arrest cycles with arrests out of Georgia, Pennsylvania. There was a felony conviction in 2021 out of Lowndes County for aggravated assault. Nothing further to report.
Thank you, Ms. Spear.
Yes, Your Honor. On November 16th, defendant struck his girlfriend, Jaleesa Williams, leaving a bruise on her hand. Excuse me, Your Honor. Based on the criminal history of multiple probation violations, I have a battery family violence open from February of this year, 2 probation violations out of June of this year, 7 counts of ag assault, 6 of which were dismissed out of 2023. We're asking for a $2,500 surety, no further contact with the victim, Jaleesa Williams, a family violence intervention program, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
Thank you, Ms. Kim.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe there's a Jaleesa Williams on the line. I'll be happy to have her go first so I can understand what's going on in terms of.
If Mr. Lisa Williams is with us and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. I would need for you to activate your camera, unmute yourself, and I'll have to swear you in if you choose to testify.
Good afternoon. Well, good evening. How are you doing, Your Honor?
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Williams. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. What would you like to tell the court?
So I'd like to tell the court, well, of course, I would like to ask if he can get a signature bond due to the fact that Mr. Knight does not work. And then also the altercation just stimulated from his baby mama doing theft upon my account, my banking account, which created the argument between me and Mr. Knight. Because previously me and Mr. Knight did have a conflict, but we have resolved that due to talking and counseling and things of that sort. But the main conflict is due through his baby mama doing fraud on my banking, and I don't like that. I don't appreciate that, and that's how that accumulated started.
Okay. If nothing further, thank you for being here this afternoon, Ms. Williams.
Thank you.
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
Honor. My client is 31 years old. We would like to request for no further violent contact, as his complaining witness is also wanting him to have a signature on bond. Your Honor, he graduated from high school. He has a diploma, and right now he is working as a self-employed. He drives DoorDash, Lyft, Uber, whatever he can to be more financially reliable. However, his income is very unstable, and he has still qualified for public defender services because of his low income. That's about it, Your Honor.
It will be $1,000 good bond, no further violent contact with Ms. Williams, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Next is position 4, Mr. Brewer.
I couldn't hear clearly what was.
This is position 4, Mr. Brewer, I
Okay,
believe.
thank you.
That's correct.
Good afternoon, Mr. Brewer. You've been charged in case 25 CR 007392C with simple battery. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
No history to report at this time.
Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. We were asking for a $3,000 surety bond in this particular case. Let me pull it up. This was an incident that happened at a dance studio at 3741 College Street, in which Mr. Brewer went over to a car of the victim and just reached in and hit her for no reason that we're aware of. She's indicated she's 15 years of age and that she did not know him at the time. So we're asking for he have a no contact with her. Her name is London Edison. We're also asking that he stay away from the location at 3741 College Street, which is the School of Art dance studio. No alcohol, drugs, or weapon while out on bond. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Williams.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Brewer is just 17 years old. He has resided in Georgia for the past 10 years. The warrant itself states that Mr. Brewer and Miss Edison, I believe it's her last name, is it London Edison? Yes, that they are former partners, that they're ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend. So they did know each other, and Mr. Brewer was there to bring food to Miss Edison at her request. So how the facts kind of unfolded as they are alleged don't really make a lot of sense. My client does deny the allegations.
This is London's mother, and I would like to address the court.
Give me a moment, ma'am. I'm sorry, go ahead, Ms. Wells.
Mr. Brewer, as I stated, he is 17 years old. He does attend Global Impact Academy, where he is a junior. He is involved in student government and plays basketball. He does not attend the same school as this alleged victim, and actually met her through the friend who was there and is noted and mentioned in the warrant. So there is no concern as far as contact, and we have no objection to no further contact or him staying away. And again, would just request a signature bond. And I have had the opportunity to speak with his mother, who is willing to sign him out of jail as well.
Okay, thank you. And whoever was on the iPhone, I need for you to come on video for me and unmute yourself.
Okay, I'm off the
Okay, and tell me your
Um,
name,
My name is
ma'am.
Annette My name is Annette Hammonds. I'm London Edison's mother.
Okay, if you'll raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Okay, you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
I just wanted to address the court in terms of some of the details. The young lady who was going to visit wasn't my daughter. It was another girl that dances there. My daughter is a friend of the girl that dances there. So my daughter had no relationship with this gentleman. Um, Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, my daughter didn't know him. I don't know what happened between him and his girlfriend prior to him coming up there, but for him to just slap my daughter was completely out of line. My daughter never met him. She did not know him. She is a student at Stillwell School of the Arts. She's in the 11th grade. She's a straight A student. She didn't deserve this. He got in his car. He drove from his home. He slapped my daughter. He drove away and ran away from it. So I think, he needs to be, held accountable.
Okay.
That's
This
all
is
I'm
only
gonna
a,
say. Some of the details.
thank you, ma'am. This is only a bond hearing this afternoon. This will be adjudicated at some further point down the road, and the solicitor's office, I'm sure, will be keeping in touch with you. As for today, it will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. He is to stay in school at the Global Impact Academy. He is to have no further contact with the alleged victim. He is to stay away from the incident location, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
And Your Honor, I'm sorry, I did misspeak in reading the warrant. I got the facts confused. He was involved in a relationship with Asia, not Miss Edison. So I did want to clarify that.
Okay. Good luck to you both.
Next is position 5, Mr. Caldwell.
Good afternoon, Mr. Caldwell. You have been charged in case 25 CR 007393E with battery, family violence, and simple battery. Is there a history?
The last arrest was June 14th, 2024, out of Douglas County for a probation violation. There's 28 total arrest cycles in Georgia. 3 felony convictions outside the last 10-year period. Misdemeanor conviction in 2020, battery, family violence. 2019, simple assault, family violence. 2018, simple battery, family violence. Nothing further to report.
Yes, Your Honor, and I think that 2024 arrest was for a battery also, that was dismissed, and they had the probation violation instead. In this particular case, it occurred November the 15th of 2025 at 1991 Dello Drive Southwest. Kirion Williams is the victim in this particular case. And once the officers arrived, she indicated that her boyfriend came home intoxicated and wanted her to drink with him. And they had been arguing all day, she indicated, and he began throwing alcohol at her. And then he jumped on her and began to hit her in the face. She attempted to get away. He grabbed her. She was thrown down the stairs. She attempted to break her fall by grabbing onto his shirt and caused his shirt to tear. The officer indicated he saw visible signs of injury, scratches on her forehead, red marks on her chest. She complained of head pain as a result of this. In this particular case, we are asking, in light of his history, that the bond be $3,500 for the battery, $2,500 for the simple battery, for a total of $6,000 surety bond. No further contact with Kirion Williams. Stay away from 1991 Delow Drive Southwest. I believe Ms. Williams is on the line. She'd indicated that she wanted to speak with the court. And we did advise her, I believe, someone from our office, that I know that she wanted no further violent contact, but we are, the state is asking for no further contact.
Okay, Ms. Williams, I see you on the line. If you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity. If you choose to, I need for you to unmute yourself.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. If
Yes,
you can
sir.
raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
I would like to say first that I spoke with the victim advocates and everything. We do have a marriage license to get married. There has been a death in the family on October the 28th. And also he lost his job. He's under a lot of pressure. And I just wanted no violent contact. I wanted him to be able to return to the home due to we are a family now, but also, I was asking if possible you can give him the, I guess they call it a signature bond, because he lost his job. But as far as him and me, I continue to talk to him, and we were looking forward to being officially married soon.
Has this ever happened before?
Not with me. With those other cases with other people.
Thank you for being here this afternoon, Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Ms. Wills?
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Caldwell is 45 years old. He is from Georgia. He does admit that there was a verbal altercation or disagreement with his wife, but he does deny the allegations. Mr. Caldwell states that he does have an autistic daughter at home. She is 23 years old, but she is nonverbal and also suffers from cerebral palsy. And so he desperately wants to get home to assist with the caretaking duties of his daughter. He did previously work in construction. He also reports that he owns a cleaning business with his wife, Miss Williams. And he does state that they obtained their marriage license on the 31st, and we're looking forward to having a ceremony. I would request a signature bond, and if Your Honor is not so inclined to grant that, I would request the lowest bond that this court is willing to order.
Okay, for the battery, it'll be a $2,000 good bond. For the simple battery, $1,000 good bond, makes for a total of a $3,000 good bond. I want him to begin the Family Violence Intervention Program. No further violent contact with Ms. Williams. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you both.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next is position 13, Mr. James.
Good afternoon, Mr. James. You've been charged in case 25 CR 007410E with theft by taking. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was October 22nd, 2021, out of DeKalb for theft by taking. That's their only arrest cycle. Nothing further.
You, Ms. Evans Battle?
We're recommending a signature bond for Mr. James, $1,500 pretrial services level 1, alcohol drug evaluation treatment, stay away from the Beer Girl at 587 North Central Avenue, Hateville. No further violations of the law, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Close.
Your Honor, I would object to the alcohol and drug evaluation treatment at this time. I haven't heard anything in regard to concerns with his substance abuse. I did send an email to our social workers to have a visit with him, but I do not have concerns if a signature bond was granted that he would be all right. He has family here. He states he has an apartment. He does deny the allegations.
It will be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Stay away from the beer girl in Hapeville. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. James.
Next is position 14, Mr. Johnson.
Now, this is a consent bond that I did sign and send over.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Wills. Uh, Good afternoon, Mr. Johnson. You've been charged in case 25 CR 007404F with criminal trespass. Ms. Evans Battle, if you'll put the consent bond on, or whomever, Ms. Spear, is that your case?
I'll do it. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Your
It's a-
Honor, I'm sorry, he's currently being supervised by pretrial and will need to surrender his bond today.
Okay, so what's the history, Ms. Hardy?
There's 2 cycles. The last arrest was September 17th, 2025 for obstruction and reckless conduct. That open case number is 25 CR 005750F. And then there's also an open theft by conversion under 24 CR 006414F. And that's all.
Okay, and both of those are being supervised through pretrial?
Just the first one, just the 25 CR one.
And do you have who ordered that bond and how much it's for?
I don't. I can check for you one moment.
Okay. While she's doing that, Ms. Spear, could you tell me about just a bit about the criminal trespass?
Yes, Your Honor. He had been caught riding up and down on the Peachtree at the Peachtree MARTA station. The officer asked him where he was going. He said Lennox. Officer talked to him briefly, and it was determined that he had received a permanent ban from MARTA and should not have been riding up and down on there.
Okay. And what was the recommendation, Ms. Spear, as far as the bond?
We offered a $3,000 signature bond, level 1, pretrial, and stay away from all MARTA premises, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
And I'm not sure if Ms. Hardy would anybody else be able to get me, since they're gonna surrender that bond, how much the bond would be for?
Your Honor, the bond, 5,000 signature bond to put on.
And who granted him the bond?
You did, Your Honor.
I did, okay. All right, Ms. Wells?
Your Honor, I did not have the opportunity to fully speak with my client, given that we thought we were agreeing to a consent bond. But he is just 22 years old. He does understand that he needs to stay away from MARTA, and has no objection to that. I would request, if a signature bond is not possible, I would just request the lowest bond that Your Honor is willing to order.
All right. I'm not gonna send him back through pretrial, given that that bond's gonna be surrendered, so. But given that I have not heard that he's had a previous criminal trespass before, is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor. He
Oh.
has previous, I think Ms. Hardy may have covered it, the theft by conversion and the obstruction. He had a more serious arrest in 2018, but nothing came of it.
Okay, so given that he has not had a criminal trespass before, I'm gonna send him through the jail on this one. So it will be a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from MARTA, and no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. He'll have to deal with that surrender of the other bond at the appropriate time. Okay. Good luck to you, Mr. Johnson.
Next is position 24, Mr. Moss.
Good afternoon, Mr. Moss. You have been charged in case 25 CR 007417G with simple battery family violence. Is there a history?
No history to report at this time, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Spear?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, this happened at Georgia State in the Piedmont North Dorm Hall. Defendant pushed his roommate, Samuel Nyong, by pushing his fist, in the victim's chest and pushing until the victim fell into the AC unit. This was witnessed by the third roommate, a Christian Chavez. Previous bond was a $2,500 surety. We're asking that remain. The defendant said he wouldn't be coming back, so we asked for a stay away from Georgia State University, specifically Piedmont North Dorm Hall at 175 Piedmont Avenue. No further contact with the victim, Samuel Nyong. 12 anger management classes, a BHET, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, my client, Mr. Moss, is 18 years young. I was able to talk to his mother, Ms. Burnett, who is willing to be a co-signer. This is a brilliant young man. He did not realize that his roommate was only 16 years old. They were all freshmen in college, and he even received a text from his roommate. He didn't do anything wrong. There was a huge misunderstanding. He is dreaming to be a doctor soon. He's at pre-med biology major. They don't have any classes together, and his roommate is actually changing a room so he can go back to his room. He does have a lot of experiences at different medical clinics as an intern, and he was a very good student at high school. He was a football and baseball player. He was a vice president of medical club. I don't want young boy to have his dream crushed by some misunderstanding among roommates. We would like to request for signature on bond. His mother is willing to be a co-signer.
Pretrial doesn't require a co-signer.
Okay.
My understanding will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. He can go back to the Piedmont location on one occasion with law enforcement. If the alleged victim does not live there, then he can stay there. If the alleged victim lives there, he's going to have to gather his belongings and find someplace else to reside. He's to have no further contact with the alleged victim. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck to you, Mr. Moss. You're welcome.
Next is position 8, Mr. Ford.
This is something that we need to handle at the end of the calendar or not, given the charge.
Yes, I would request that. Thank you.
Can we handle this at the end of the calendar, courtroom 2?
Yes, Your Honor, that's fine. I'm sitting up there.
Thank you.
You can go to position 20, Mr. Lagon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Lagon. You've been charged in case 25 CR 007407A with criminal trespass. Is there a history?
The last arrest was October 23rd, 2025, out of DeKalb for criminal trespass. There's four total arrest cycles, arrests out of Georgia and Alabama. Nothing further to report.
Spear,
Yes, Your Honor. On November 1st, he was riding the MARTA train. He had a 60-day MARTA suspension that began October 1st and would have expired November 30th. We're asking for a $3,000 signature bond. Stay away from the North Springs MARTA station. No drugs, alcohol, and weapons. This was submitted as a consent bond, and I believe it was signed off on.
Yes, this was, I consulted my client, he consented, and I signed.
very good. Yes, sir. Good luck to you.
Your Honor, can you repeat his bond?
$3,000 signature bond through pretrial.
Level one? All
Level one, yes.
right, thank you. We can go to position 26, Mr. Rawls.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rawls. You've been charged in case 25 CR 007399Y with a seatbelt violation, no insurance, driving while your license was suspended or revoked, failure to secure a load, and giving false information to law enforcement. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was July 21st, 2022, out of Fulton for an FTA. They have there's 8 misdemeanor convictions outside the last 10-year period. 33 total cycles, nothing further to report.
Benford?
Yes. I also see a FTA from July 2022 and then an FTA from April 2018. So 3 altogether FTAs. During this time, officer was driving. He saw a car heading without the driver not wearing a seatbelt at the red light. So he conducted a stoplight or traffic stop at the stoplight. He checked the driver's license plate and it came back with no valid insurance on the car. He spoke with the driver who mentioned his name was Arnold James. During an investigation, he come to find out that that is not his correct name. He gave him the false address as well. The driver said that he did not have his license on him, but during the search, it was found that he did not have a license. He also had about 20 loose tires on the back of his Dodge pickup truck that were unsecured. So he was charged with that as well. We do ask for a $5,700 surety bond overall, $600 for the seatbelt, $1,000 for no insurance, $2,500 for the suspended license, $600 for the failure to secure, and $1,000 for a false name. This is a defendant. He has 10 plus charges of driving without with a suspended license and 4 charges of giving false information to an officer.
How many convictions does he have for driving suspended license?
I see 10.
10 convictions?
10 arrests for it. Convictions. He was convicted.
5 convictions.
They are all convictions?
Yes, I have 5 convictions. I didn't list the arrests. I just list the convictions.
Okay, so yeah, 5 out of them were the convictions, Your Honor. Then.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Ms.
You're
Kemp?
welcome.
Your Honor, Mr. Rawls is 54 years old and he is currently residing with his mother. He has a full custody of 5 years old minor son. So he is very busy working hard to pay for his son's. He does not have any felony conviction, Your Honor, and I do understand there's some driving histories. However, we would like to still request for signature on bond. His income is barely enough to make a living for him and supporting his mother, elderly mother, and a 5-year-old son. He has been here in Georgia all his life, and he graduated from high school in 1989. After that, he tried to get license and certification as an automatic automobile technicians, and he does have a self-employment. However, his income is not stable enough. We would like to request for signature on bond for him. Thanks.
Okay, I would certainly consider a signature bond if he did not have so many other driving while licenses suspended convictions. So for the driving with a suspended or revoked license, it's going to be $1,000 good bond. For each of the other charges, it's going to be $100 good bond. Makes for a total of a $1,400 good bond. No driving without a valid license. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Rawls.
Next is position 27, Mr. Salter.
Good afternoon, Mr. Salter. You've been charged in case 25 CR 0074002B with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
No history to report at this time.
Thank you. Ms. Benford?
Yes, Your Honor. The victim, Ms. Larisha Salter, stated that she was struck with an open hand by her husband, the defendant. They got into an argument at the house. He pushed her down, and he also caused her to have a scratch on her knee. So we do ask for $1,000 surety bond, no further violent contact with the victim, and also 2 anger awareness classes.
Has your office spoken with Ms. Salter?
We reached out, but we have not made contact yet, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Salter is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Ms. Kim? You're on mute, Ms. Kim.
I apologize. Larisha on the Zoom must be Larisha Salter, the complaining witness. But if
I'm
does not
sorry.
want
I'm sorry. No, I'm the daughter. I'm not the
Oh.
I'm not Larisha Salter. I'm Larisha Fagan.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Alrighty, Mr. Salter is actually 49 years old, Your Honor, and they live in a marital property at this point, but he is wanting to move out. He wants to be there only one time with a law enforcement officer to retrieve his personal belongings because he has never ever had any kind of troubles before, and he has not done anything wrong. However, he's somehow in this situation falsely accused. He denies the allegation, and we would like to request for a signature on bond for him. They don't have any children that is minor, so there's no need for third-party transfer. He graduated from high school successfully. He also went to some college at Phoenix, and he is very healthy. This is his first time being in jail ever. Thank you, Your Honor.
It will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with the alleged victim. Stay away from the incident location. He can go back to that location on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Salter.
Next is position 28, Mr. Stanton.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stanton. You've been charged in case 25 CR 007406F with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was February 4th, 2024 out of Sandy Springs for a probation violation. There's 8 total arrest cycles, arrests out of Georgia and North Carolina. There's a 2025 DUI out of Cobb County. There appears to be a hold out of Doraville for an FTA. The date of that warrant is May 6th, 2024, and also out of Marietta for a probation violation, and the date of that one is September 4th, 2025. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Benford?
Yes, Your Honor. This was an altercation between defendant and his boyfriend, who they lived together, Dion Broadnex. They were driving home from a movies. When they got to the home, the victim said that he became very aggressive towards him. The victim tried to de-escalate it. That's when the defendant put him in a chokehold. They smashed a glass table while on the floor. The defendant punched the victim multiple times. Officer stated that there was swelling to the forehead, laceration to the lips, scratches to the back, the neck, and the ear, and there was also a lot of blood in between the living room and outdoors. We were able to speak with the victim. I believe he is on now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here.
So we do ask for a $2,000 surety bond to stay away from the location, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, a drug and alcohol evaluation, and 4 anger management classes.
Your Honor, before you reach your verdict, can I interject?
Yes, hold on, Mr. Broadnax. Raise your right hand for me, please, sir.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
Your Honor, I don't think it's necessary for him to um be held totally responsible because we did both have some faults and some things in that situation. I did ask the officer and I did tell them that when they came to the scene, all I want to do was make a report so I could file with my insurance. Um, Mr. Staten is a really great individual. He just has some um, cognitive things that he have to work through. I asked that the court, instead of giving further punishment, give him some grace and mercy, as we all deserve, to allow him the opportunity to go to anger management, get some help, get some counseling, to work on some things that need to be worked through, that he does acknowledge and we both have acknowledged, and acknowledge that needs to be dealt with on his end, my end, and together, separately. I do not want him not to be able to come back to home because he is on a limited income, and that's not really feasible for him to not be able to have nowhere else to go. I'm not in fearful of my life. I'm not in fearful of anything that he has going on. I just wanted that situation to be documented so I can take it to my renter's insurance and get what I need to get done to replace some of those items. Um, there's really no need to uh, further dampen or further extend his background and history, because he has a background in HR. He works for a consulting firm now, kind of part-time intermediate, and he is actively making the strides even after and before and during that situation. And as his partner, I will admit, he's making the active strides to be a better individual. And we know that's not an overnight process. That takes time. I just ask the court that they give leniency and grace and let him be able to go back out. The failure to appear, we're going to go to the courts and deal with that and pay those fines, whatever it may be. And I will put my name, my company on the line, and my employment on the line to assure those things will get done properly. There's no need for him not to come back to the residence. The choice is totally his. If he would like to come back, he's always welcome to come back. That was not my request for him not to be able to come back. So if you allow him the opportunity to tell you whether he wants to or not, that's totally fine with me. But the bond and everything can be paid today. I just need to know where we need to go from here at this point.
Thank you for being here this afternoon, Mr. Broadnax. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Stanton is 33 years old. This happened on October 31st, 2025, more than a month ago. We would like to, almost a month ago, we would like to ask for no further violent contact, as his complaining witness also wishes him to come back. And he's got 3 different holds, so it will take some time for him to return home anyway, Your Honor. That's what we would like to request for signature on bond and no further violent contact.
Okay. It will be a $10,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. I want him to begin the family violence intervention program. No further violent contact with Mr. Broadnax. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Thank you.
Good luck to you both. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Who do we have next?
Next is position 30, Mr. Webb.
Good afternoon, Mr. Webb. You've been charged in case 25 CR 007414C with criminal trespass. Is there a history?
The last arrest was December 14th, 2011, out of Fulton for a DUI. That's their only arrest cycle, nothing further.
Ms. Benford?
Yes, Your Honor. Cops were called to a story about a man he was asked to leave and he did not leave by management. So when law enforcement came, they asked him to leave and he stated that he was not going anywhere and to lock him up. So he was subsequently arrested for that. We do ask for $1,000 surety bond and just to stay away from the location.
And what is the location?
It is 232 Forsyth Street, Atlanta, Georgia.
Is that a business? Do you know?
Greyhound
Yes, it's
bus station.
the Greyhound bus station.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Webb is 59, actually 60 years old. And right now he is going through very financial hardships. He's indeed residentially challenged. I asked a social worker to provide housing resources. And because of his medical condition, he does get Social Security disability income, which is not much at all, Your Honor. He has been here in Georgia for almost all his life, even though he was born in England. We would like to request for signature on bond. This was public place where he was trying to hide from those really bad people who were trying to hurt him. And he was asking for help to the police officer. However, he got locked up for that. I think it's kind of sad situation. What he needs is a social worker who can help him out to get back to wherever he has to go. Thank you.
Okay, it will be $1,000 to the jail, social worker visit to assist with housing. He's to stay away from the Greyhound bus station unless he has a ticket. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Webb.
We can go to ACDC if they're available. If they're not, we can start on the 2 MH cases.
Okay, is ACDC with me?
Afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Officer Milton. Who
Good
do we have?
afternoon, everybody. Okay, we have one person that's talking to Attorney Rainford, but we can go ahead with Ms. Orr and Ms. Cross, represented by Attorney McLeod. Ms.
Okay.
Cross is position 7. Have a seat here.
And good afternoon. Let me go ahead and address all the young ladies that are there. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. If you do not have a private attorney, we're providing you with the assistance of a public defender or a conflict defender this afternoon if you choose to utilize their service. Ms. Cross, you have been charged in case 25 CR 007396C with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
No, Your Honor, no history to report at this time.
Thank you. Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. We had sent out a consent bond for this case. We were asking for a $2,500 signature bond, pretrial services level 1, that she have no further violent contact with Kia Cross, who is her daughter, and that she start the FVIP towards diversion, a diversion resolution for her, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Thank you. Good
Yes, Your
afternoon.
Honor. Good afternoon. The reason why I did not consent to the bond was because of my client's peculiar situation. She is a mother of children, including the alleged victim, Your Honor. She tells me that she has 3 children and she receives SSI, and she is not in a position to take the FVIP course. It's a bit much for her to take on. And that was the only reason I did not consent to the bond, because it had that particular provision. But she has no history, Your Honor. Therefore, I believe she fully qualifies for a signature bond. And I would ask for that with no further violent contact with her daughter.
Okay, it will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1, no further violent contact with the alleged victim, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Cross.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
This was Miss Orr.
Okay, you said Ford?
ORR.
ORR.
Oh, okay, thank you, Ms. Orr. Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Orr. You have been charged in case 25 CR 007418Y with simple assault, family violence, and disorderly conduct. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Yes, their last arrest was February 21st, 2023, out of Atlanta for armed robbery, possession of a firearm, home invasion. The case is open under 25 SC 002821. There's also an open case for theft by taking, 23 SC 188128. Nothing further to report.
Thank you, Ms. Spear.
Yes, Your Honor. Also with that home invasion was an ag assault. In this particular instance, on November 14th, the defendant was seen repeatedly struggling and striking her girlfriend, Jamila Statham. Two passersby, Ashley Gordon and her sister, Erica Gordon, saw the struggle and pulled over and attempted to intervene, at which point the defendant then threw her shoe at Ashley Gordon. We are asking for a $2,500 surety in light of all the felonies. No further contact with the victim, Jamila Statham, Erica Gordon, or Ashley Gordon. A family violence intervention program, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
Your Honor, my client is currently unemployed and she tells me she's also homeless. She has a 10-month-old child and she tells me that she has been suffering from postpartum depression for some time. She explained to me that she and her girlfriend were having an argument because she's just been going through a lot. She tells me they were having an argument. It had not gotten physical. They were just arguing, and this passerby stopped and was trying to make a video of their argument. So she was a little put out by that, but she did not hit anyone, certainly not the passerby nor her girlfriend. She maintains that they were just having an argument. She is not in a position to pay for bond, Your Honor. And even though she may have an open case, she's not been convicted in anything. I didn't hear pretrial say that she was convicted of anything. So I would ask the court to consider a signature bond for her, or else otherwise she will remain in jail because she's not in a position to pay for bond. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Stacy Orr, see that you're on the line. I believe that are you her mother?
I am her
No,
mother.
she's the okay. Oh, I thought
Okay.
this was
And if you would like to testify, Ms. Orr, I'll need for you to raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
I would just like to say that, yes, my daughter has been misplaced and going through postpartum depression, dealing with these felonies and issues that happened back in, I believe, 2023. She's been doing the best she can to care for my granddaughter. I've been assisting her to the best of my ability as well. She has gained education. She's currently at Atlanta Technical College striving to study radiography. It's just she's going through a really hard time right now. And yes, she has been suffering with that postpartum depression, and we've been doing all we can to get her help with the support of Jamila Statham, who is her girlfriend. Right now, Jamila has her 10-month-old daughter, and they are residing with a friend. Um, so we are in good communication. It was just a misunderstanding. A passerby came by, tried the video, and Jacoria got upset.
And is she living with you at the present time?
She is not.
Okay. Anything further?
That'll be all. I would ask if she can receive a signature partner. That would be great. So we could try to get her some immediate help with shelter as well as her mental status.
And I did forget to mention that part that Mom said, Your Honor, that she is in school. She did tell me that. I just forgot to mention that to the court, that she's studying radiography at Atlanta Area Tech.
For each charge will be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1, makes for a total of a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. I want her to have a social worker visit to assess for BHET and any housing issues. She's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim or any of the witnesses, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Thank
Okay,
you, Your Honor.
good luck to you both.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
And
Ms.
Your
Hill.
Honor,
Thank you
that
for being here.
concludes my business before the court today. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it, Ms. McLeod. We'll see you next
You're
time.
welcome. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, anyone else? Officer Milton?
I can call the names. Is there a Hudson, Ashley Hudson, sit in the chair for me? That's position 11.
Okay, well, we're gonna need someone to unmute the. Yes, good afternoon. You're fine. Good afternoon, Ms. Hudson. You've been charged in case 25 CR 007411E with battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Is there history, Ms. Hardy?
No, Your Honor, no history to report at this time.
Thank you. Ms. Evans-Battle?
Yes, Judge, we were making a recommendation for a signature bond. But this particular case occurred November the 15th of 2025, in which Ms. Hudson came home. I guess there had already been some disagreement between her and Mr. Hughes, and she was wanting him to leave the home. So she started taking his property and packing it up. And he's, at that point telling her, no, leave it alone, and started trying to get some of it. He also started recording what was going on, and she attempted to get his phone from him. And so she grabbed him. She was trying to grab the phone. She grabbed him. He grabbed the phone back from her. She had the youngest child, their child, in her arms. There was also in the house another child, a 10-year-old, who heard the commotion, although he didn't see what was going on. As a result of this back and forth between them, Mr. Hughes indicated had some injury to him that the officer was able to observe. So at this particular time, our recommendation is for a $2,500 bond, surety bond as to each count, which would be $5,000 good bond, no further contact with Tyrone Hughes, stay away from the home unless he has moved out of the home, third-party transfer regarding child visitation, complete 6 anger awareness classes. I did see earlier, I thought I saw him on the call. And if the court was sound for him, to see if he's still here.
If Mr. Tyrone Hughes is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. Does not appear so. Anything further, Ms. Evans Battle?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is this your case, Ms. Rainford?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can proceed.
Your Honor, my client, we are requesting for a signature bond. I just got off the phone with her and she made me aware that the situation was a big misunderstanding. She did not want the victim recording her, and so it turned into something that it shouldn't have turned into. She's been living in Georgia for 10 years. She doesn't have any family out in Georgia, so the victim currently lives with her at the house because they share a child together, and so she would have nowhere to go. And the victim, I think, still lives at the house, and so they would need some type of contact right now because she needs assistance taking care of her kids. And so we would be requesting for that signature bond. And she also mentioned that she has a lot going on right now with the rest of her kids, and she just wants to be able to get back home, continue working her job, and get over the situation.
So this is to both Ms. Rainford, you, and to Ms. Evans Battle. Has anyone spoken directly to Mr. Hughes regarding what he desires as far as contact?
No, Your Honor, not on my end.
I have not, Your Honor. I was going to look and see if perhaps there's a note in Odyssey. If you just give me a moment, I'm going to look and see.
Okay, thank you.
No, we don't have any, we've not had contact with him. Like,
If I'm going to allow contact, Ms. Rainford, I'm gonna have her start the Family Violence Intervention Program as a part of the bond. So for the battery, it'll be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. For the cruelty, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. That makes for a total of a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. She's to begin the Family Violence Intervention Program. No further violent contact with Mr. Hughes, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, ma'am.
did you said no further contact?
Thank you, Your Honor.
No further violent contact,
Okay.
but she's to begin the Family Violence Intervention Program.
Next is Miss Jordan, Shani Jordan.
Okay, that's position number 15. Ms. Jordan, you've been charged in case 25 CR 007405Y with criminal trespass. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was March the 17th, 2010 out of DeKalb for a probation violation. There's a 2007 felony conviction for aggravated assault. There are 4 misdemeanor convictions outside the last 10-year period. They have 22 total arrest cycles, nothing further.
Ms. Spear?
Yes, Your Honor, this was a consent bond sent over. The defendant walked up and started punching the victim's car door and broke her passenger side mirror. We're asking for a $3,000 signature bond, pretrial level 1. Stay away from 365 Cleveland Avenue. That is the incident location. No further contact with the victim, Doris Ayamu. BHET, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
That's your understanding, Ms. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor. So I was just able to speak with Miss Jordan about these terms, and she is in agreement with them.
Up to you, Ms. Jordan. Okay,
Can you
she's
repeat that,
on.
Your Honor?
I'm not saying anything. I think that Miss Jordan's trying to say something.
Sorry about that, Your Honor. What was her bond amount?
It was a consent bond, a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1.
Thank you.
And Ms. Jordan, as I
Next is
explained earlier, with this, it would just be, you would still be able to get out today whenever everything is sent over, but the $3,000 is only if you get rearrested.
next is Miss Laster.
Good afternoon, Ms. Laster. You've been charged in case 25 CR 007419Y with 2 counts of battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Is there a history, Ms. Harden?
No, Your Honor, no history to report at this time.
Thank you. Ms. Spear?
Yes, Your Honor. On November 14th, defendant was fighting with her twin son and daughter. Defendant then struck her daughter Ariel, leaving visible lacerations across her head, and bit her hand. She also bit the twin son, Daryl Walton, and left a visible red welt. Did both of these things in front of her toddler daughter that required the cruelty to children in the 3rd. We are requesting a $3,000 surety, FVIP, BHET, parenting classes, no drugs, alcohol, or weapon while on bond.
Ms. Rainford?
Yes, Your Honor. So we would be requesting a signature bond today. I spoke with my client earlier, and she relayed to me that she's been having problems disciplining her kids. She said that she's already been to the juvenile court to see what could be possibly done to help with the situation. She said that she also mentioned that the kids attacked her first. And so because of this, again, we just want to request that she gets a signature bond.
For each of the battery charges will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. For the cruelty, a $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Makes for a total of a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. A parenting class, no further violent contact with the alleged victims, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Laster.
This is Miss LaShanti Davis. Okay.
Your Honor, I wanted to clarify that she wasn't on the calendar. So,
Right, is it Davis?
yes.
Okay. So,
Her charge got NOD for misdemeanor.
okay. So Ms. Evans Battle? Did you hear what's going on here?
Did I hear that it was an NOD?
I just needed to be confirmed.
Okay, I'll look and have to look for it.
Okay.
What's the name?
Well, it's, well, from what I
One of the
understand, it's
other attorneys
Davis.
must have completed the paperwork.
What was the name?
The last name
Davis.
is,
Yes, Miss Binford did that NOD.
okay, thank you. Your charge has been dismissed, Ms. Davis. Good luck to you, ma'am.
All right, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you next time. Thank you. Okay, courtroom 2, I know that we have a couple more, but are there other announcements?
Yes, Your Honor. Position 12 is a waiver. And
Okay,
positions 18 and 31 are released. Bond was paid.
okay. All right, so can we